everybody, this is Bridge from Humboldt Yacht Club. I'm the Commodore this year, and this is my boat. She's a Beneteau 235, which means she's about 23.5 feet long. A little tiny micro cruiser, sort of set up like a mini Transat boat, but close. Anyway. Alright, come on in, watch your step. There's a couple steps down. Okay, so on this boat I have a very small galley. I have a 2-burner alcohol stove. It's non-pressurized, so it's very safe. It's a little slow, but it works great. Some food storage with some plates and cups, all important chocolate. There is an ice box that can store some drinks and ice pack or whatever. Keep it cool. Little sink drains out to the ocean. The water pump comes from a water tank up in the bow. And then we just have storage of all sorts of different miscellaneous things. The important part. Alright, so up here in our dining lounge salon space, I have some storage for all the tools that I actively use: paper towels, hats, gloves. All my sheets are organized in priority of what I use and what goes first. And then up at the bow, I've got some spare blankets because it never hurts to have spare blankets. And then some cold weather gear for extra passengers that might join me. And then on this side, I have fishing gear and autopilot and my boat hook, which is an important tool to have for either picking things out of the water or rescuing halyards that blow up into the air. So technically you can sleep 4 people on this boat. And how you do that is you have to lower the table. It's really quite easy. You just shift your feet out of the way. That lowers down. Here's a filler cushion. And all that space now becomes a big V-berth in the front. Underneath all of these cushions is storage, which is awesome. So there's a place to put more foul weather gear, emergency life jackets, and also emergency response supplies, first aid kits, flares, horns. Also, there's my through hole for different things. There's storage all through up to the bow, and that's where the water tank is, and then there's also some through holes for speed and depth. Where should we go today? Maybe we should check the map in the navigation station. I've got a full chart table here, my VHF radio, power on and off, the boat stereo, and also my chart plotter, GPS plotter is up here. That's mounted through the bulkhead. But wait, doesn't this boat have a head? It does! It's the same spot. Look, I've got a full marine head along with my power panel. So you can take care of business while you take care of business. It's time for bed, and you've got almost a queen size bed tucked up underneath the companionway and the cockpit. More storage, an awesome window looking at the back, which is not as close to the water as it looks, and there's space for 2. A bit cozy. Boats always are projects, and I've done quite a bit of little projects on the boat and still have many more to go. I've rewired a bunch of the electronics and the power for the boat, lighting, LED lights, put in the chart plotter, put an LED light on the masthead, and rewired the autopilot. Yes, she has an autopilot. Fixed the helm station. I've added a tiller clutch had a tiller tamer and I broke it. So I went upgraded to a tiller clutch, which seems like it's pretty robust hardware, and that is a locking device to lock your tiller so you can jump up and handle stuff. I'm still working on a bow spirit that will help me fly my asymmetrical in a bigger wind range. And I'm going to be adding in some red LED lights for sailing at nighttime, because I can't wait to do some nighttime sailing. It's going to be awesome. Safety gear. I did need to upgrade this boat with a significant amount of safety gear. I needed flares. I bought an LED flare, which is pretty cool. It never expires. Fire extinguisher, life vest, throw ring, a life ring to throw out to rescue a person that went overboard, and harness set up. So I've got jack lines that I can run up to the bow and clip my life preserver onto that. And that way, if I'm sailing by myself, especially at nighttime, if you fell overboard, nobody to find you, so it's good to be attached to your boat. So that's an in-works project. My cockpit is pretty cozy. I can fit 2 or 3 people in here. More than that, they kind of have to wait in the companionway. But self-tailing winches for the jib sheets. So I've got a compass and chart plotter, speed and depth. That gives me all my instrumentation I need while I'm sailing, along with the inclinometer. On the back here, I've got, this is the bilge pump. The bilge hose is inside the lazarette with all the sails. And this is the mount and power for the autopilot. And this is my new tiller clutch. Works shockingly well. I think it'll last. Tiller extension, of course. Backstay. Little 6-horse outport. You know, having a motor here in Humboldt is an important thing to have. I don't like motors in general, and I try to sail in and out and everywhere I go as much as possible, but sometimes the tides here are really strong and the winds sometimes just don't cooperate. And not meaning they don't cooperate as not blowing, they don't cooperate as they don't blow at all, like it's glass calm. And so having a motor is really important. Also, if you get stuck in the mud, having a motor will save your rear. One of the improvements I did to this boat when I bought it is add some lifeline skirting. That really helps with your jib sail not falling overboard when you lower it, especially when you're sailing by yourself. You need to be able to release the jib halyard, have it come down inside the boat rather than dragging it to the water. My boat has a little anchor locker. Actually, it's a pretty big anchor locker. I've got 2 anchors, which is something that you need to have on your boat, especially if you're going to sail out of our bay. But one anchor is small and ready to go. It's tied off to the boat. So if I had to, I could literally just jump in here, grab the line, and throw it out. My second anchor is larger, with a larger anchor rod that I use for anchoring out overnight. Owning a boat is sort of like having a child. There's always issues, and sometimes there's an issue that just keeps coming back over and over again. And my challenge is the baby stay. There's an inner forestay on this boat. And I'm not 100% sure why they designed it with the inner forestay, but man, when I'm tacking in really light wind, my sail always gets snagged, and I've struggled with finding a good solution for that. So I've used soft shackles rather than bowlines on my jib sheets, and I've added this trunk of PVC pipe, which helps the sail flow past the baby stay. It also gives me a great spot to store my jib pole. I'm still looking for a good spot for my spinnaker pole though too. This is my second problem child. There's not really a good spot to store it. I mentioned that I was working on a bowsprit project, and I've tried a couple iterations with a mount up at the bow and using Dyneema, which is magical elven rope that's super strong, to support it like as little shrouds for my bowsprit, and that hasn't worked out very well. I've managed to bend it or tweak it or torque it around, that it's not working. There are options that people have added to this boat with putting a bowsprit right across here and having it lashed down to the anchor roller. But the problem is, then you can't get to your anchor, which is a really important critical safety thing that I need to have accessible all the time. So I think I'm gonna try some sort of pole, a retractable pole maybe off the side. I think that's my next hybrid prototype.